teach a man to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. 100 no's are less agonizing than one insincere yes. If you want your children to have a peaceful life, let them suffer a little hunger and a little coldness. Small men think they are small. Great men never know they are great. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. A little impatience will spoil great plans. To know another is not to know the person's face, but to know the person's heart. Distant water does not put out a nearby fire. A wise man makes his own decisions, but an ignorant man mindlessly follows the crowd. It is easy to open a store. The hard part is keeping it open. A person of high principles is one who can watch an entire chess game without making a comment. Guessing is cheap, but guessing wrong can be expensive. A fall into a ditch makes you wiser. Do not believe that you will reach your destination without leaving the shore. Before preparing to improve the world, first look around your own home 3 times. Want a thing long enough and you don't. Be not afraid of growing slowly, be afraid only of standing still. If you are patient in one moment of anger, you will escape 100 days of sorrow. Never trust a woman who has had sex with your enemy. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. A smile will gain you 10 more years of life. Talk does not cook rice. A bird does not sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. Better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. The person who is his own master cannot tolerate another boss. An inch of time is an inch of gold, but you can't buy that inch of time with an inch of gold. Patience is a bitter plant, but its fruit is sweet. Men trip not on mountains, they trip on molehills. A clever person turns great troubles into little ones, and little ones into none at all. All things change, and we change with them. If you want to find out about the road ahead, then ask about it from those coming back. Experience is a calm which nature gives us when we are bald. Do everything at the right time, and one day will seem like 3. Think about your own faults during the first half of the night, and the faults of others during the second half. Genius can be recognized by its childish simplicity. The people who talk the best are not the only ones who can tell you the most interesting things. A bird can roost, but on one branch, a mouse can drink not more than its fill from a river. Tenacity and adversity are old foes. A closed mind is like a closed book, just a block of wood. If you bow at all, bow low. Listening well is as powerful as talking well, and is also as essential to true conversation. Better the cottage where one is merry than the palace where one weeps. Married couples tell each other 1,000 things without speech. Habits are cobwebs at first, cables at last. He who asks is a fool for 5 minutes, but he who does not ask remains a fool forever. It is not the knowing that is difficult, but the doing. If you want to avoid being cheated, ask for prices at 3 different stores. Solve one problem and you keep 100 others away. Learning is a treasure that will follow its owner everywhere. A needle is not sharp at both ends. He who thinks too much about every step he takes will always stay on one leg. No matter how tall the mountain is, it cannot block the sun. A clear conscience never fears midnight knocking. Give a man a fish, and you feed him for a day. Ripe fruit falls by itself, but it doesn't fall in your mouth. Teachers open the door, you enter by yourself. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without one. To be totally at leisure for one day is to be immortal for one day. The more acquaintances you have, the less you know them. Only one who can swallow an insult is a man. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. A book holds a house of gold. The people who talk the best are not the only ones who can tell you the most interesting things. He who cheats the earth will be cheated by the earth. A man who cannot tolerate small misfortunes can never accomplish great things. If you are patient in one moment of anger, you will escape 100 days of sorrow. He who thinks too much about every step he takes will always stay on one leg. A crisis is an opportunity riding the dangerous wind. In a group of many words, there is bound to be a mistake somewhere in them. A man without a smiling face must not open shop. The person who is his own master cannot tolerate another boss. Distant water does not put out a nearby fire. Listening well is as powerful as talking well, and is also as essential to true conversation. Be not afraid of growing slowly, be afraid only of standing still. Want a thing long enough and you don't. Better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. Wisdom begins with curiosity, but it grows through reflection. A tree with deep roots laughs at the wind. Patience is not the ability to wait, but how you act while waiting. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. A single conversation with a wise man is better than 10 years of study. Those who move mountains begin by carrying away small stones. The one who plants trees knowing that they will never sit in their shade has understood the meaning of life. Wisdom comes from understanding, not from age. A gentle breeze may be more effective than a mighty storm. Kindness is the golden thread that binds humanity together. Even a long night ends with the promise of dawn. The best mirror is an old friend. Silence is a source of great strength. An uncut gem does not sparkle, but it holds infinite potential. True wealth is having enough to give to others. The journey is the destination for those who walk with purpose. A wise man adapts himself to circumstances, as water shapes itself to the vessel that contains it. One small step in the right direction can lead to great leaps of progress. The tongue is but 3 inches long, yet it can kill a man 6 feet tall. Those who seek to blame the wind should first adjust their sails. A kind word can warm 3 winter months. In times of calm, prepare for the storm.